This is my 2000 Dodge Ram 2500 extended cab, 6-foot bed, Cummins project that I've been working on for the past, I guess, year at this point. But I kind of just wanted a video and show the frame off a little bit. The frame was in pretty decent shape, I guess. There was still stock, original factory paint on this section right up here, but kind of down through where you get into the leaf spring shackles, there was a bunch of rust starting to form. So I took an air hammer and a wire wheel brush and kind of, touched up the entire frame, hit up the entire frame and cleaned it down as best as I could. And then I installed some MasterSeries paint. Yeah, so the paint I used was, his MasterSeries brand. I looked around for quite a while debating what paint I should use. It was kind of between this and Pour 15. But this, had a lot better reviews, good customer service. I talked to the owner. This is very industrial. They use it on bridges and whatnot. You can't really make out what it is, but this is the this is kind of the primer. It's a silver primer. You do 2 coats of that, and then at least 1 coat of the top coat, which is just, I chose black. It was advertised as satin black, a satin black top coat, but looking at it now, it's kind of more like a gloss black. I would kind of wish it was a little bit more subtle, but I think it looks pretty good, a lot better than it was. I might see if I could throw in a few photos of before and after. But yeah, that paint, it's so far, I haven't really, obviously done anything with the truck yet. It's still completely apart in pieces, but it seems like it held up pretty good because, there's no big chips or anything. It seemed like it adhered pretty good. When I was putting this transmission in, I was kind of riding pretty hard on this part of the frame, and there was a little bit of chipping going on, but that was just the top coat. Like, you could clearly see the primer's still there. The primer didn't come off, which is good. It was advertised that this combination of paint could withstand 14,000 hours of straight salt solution, which is why I bought it, because I'm living in the Northeast and the roads just get hammered all the time. So hopefully this will really beef up, the rust protection on these notoriously bad, Dodge bodies. So, I kind of just want to run this truck into the ground. So I think it'll definitely help out. I pretty much did I did the entire frame. Right now I'm in the process of swapping the cab out because the cab was kind of shot, and putting a new bed on it too, and new doors. I bought a whole other parts truck for it. So it's just been a long process, and the more you dig into things, the more you find things that you want to replace or fix. You never truly know the extent of how bad something is until you completely take it apart. So I pretty much completely took almost everything apart on this thing. I actually separated the rear frame too, like right here. I don't know if you could see, but this is kind of right where the wheel sits, and it seemed like it was throwing all sorts of salt right up into this crease right here, this intersection between the 2 frame sections, and there was quite a bit of rust right there that it ate it down probably 1/8 of an inch. So I cut that piece out and painted in there pretty good. But while I was there, I separated all these points of contact and pulled this whole rear frame right back, and painted in between there, and then slid it back and bolted it down. Hopefully these bolts hold up. I don't know, I've never done anything like this before, so I torqued them down pretty good, and you know, they're grade 8 bolts. They got lock nuts and lock washers on them, so hopefully it doesn't fall off while I'm driving. And while I was in the process of, you know, doing this whole thing, I swapped out the automatic transmission for a 5-speed. This is an NV 4500. I actually just put that in yesterday. That's the old automatic right there. The thing was slipping all the time, really weak. It was bound to go, so I decided once everything was off, it would be easier just to do that. And there's a South Bend dual disc clutch I put in there as well. But the kid I bought it from gave me a shorter drive shaft, which, you know, it needs. This transmission's a little bit shorter than the automatic, so it needs a longer drive shaft. And as you can see right here, there's about an inch of virgin steel right here that should be in this output shaft. It should be connected with that output shaft, and it's just not. So I'm losing an inch right there. There's probably about 4 inches of contact, which ideally there should be about 5. I don't know if anybody knows how bad that is. I'm gonna, you know, this is just a short-term thing. I'm gonna, once everything's on it, I'm gonna bring it to a drive shaft place or you know, some shop and have them lengthen it for me. It's just I want to get this thing done and out of here. So, but yeah, I just wanted to pretty much show off the frame. And, you know, hopefully this will kind of stand the test of time. So, thanks for watching.